Call the October 7th Plan Commission meeting to order. Mr. Planning Manager, please call the roll. Here.
Absent Commissioner Burkhart. Commissioner Haley. City Engineer Morrow. Alderwoman Hanneman. Commissioner Leon.
We have a quorum. Please rise and join the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jump the gun there, Charlie. First item on the agenda is approval of the regular meeting minutes of September 23rd. There is a new draft at your place with a small correction. Any other additions or corrections? Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Leon and Haley. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item C1 is a public hearing on a comprehensive. The public hearing is on a rezoning application and a comprehensive master plan amendment by Stephen R. Mills, President of Bear Development, to amend the future land use map. And we're going to hear all the details in 2 seconds. Mr. Martinez, you have a.
I'll do the notice.
Mr. Eddy.
He'll do the. City of Franklin Plan Commission will hear a public hearing on Thursday, October 7, 2021 at 7 p.m. in the Common Council Chambers of Franklin City Hall, 9229 West Loomis Road, Franklin, Wisconsin, 53132. Take public comments regarding a proposal by Stephen R. Mills, President of Bear Development, LLC, concerning lands owned by Ignatiac Investment Company, LLC, and Gurren Shiavang, to request approval of a rezone of 3 properties currently zoned A2 Prime Agricultural District, R2 Estate Single Family Residence District, and C1 Conservancy District, to R5 Suburban Single Family Residence District. Said properties are located on the east side of South 112th Street, east of the Ryan Meadows subdivision, and west of the Franklin Savannah natural areas, totaling approximately 92 acres. Tax key numbers 892-9999-002, 937-9999-004, and 938-9999-011. This public hearing is being held pursuant to the requirements of Section 62.23, Sub 7, Parens D2 of the Wisconsin Statutes and Division 15-9.0200 of the City of Franklin Unified Development Ordinance. A map showing the property affected, full legal description, application, and all supporting materials are available for review and may be obtained from the City Council, from the City Clerk's Office by way of request to the Department of City Development at Franklin City Hall, 9229 West Loomis Road, Franklin, Wisconsin, 53132 during normal business hours. A copy of the proposed ordinance in draft form is available and open for inspection by the public in the office of the City Clerk at Franklin City Hall. During normal business hours, public is invited to attend the public hearing to provide input. Proposed amendment is subject to revisions following public hearing and the further consideration by the Plan Commission and the City of Franklin Common Council.
Okay, it appears we have a properly noticed public hearing. So, Mr. Martinez,
Okay.
the plain spoken version of what's going on here.
Good evening, Regulo Martinez, City Development Department. This is the subject site close to Ryan Road and 112th Street, east of the new subdivision, Ryan Meadows. Is approximately 92 acres. So the applicant is proposing a residential subdivision that went to the Common Council for a concept review. But what we are discussing tonight is not the design of the subdivision, is the land use and density. Because the current zoning of this property is agricultural. Most of the area is zoned agricultural, approximately 75 acres. And there is a small portion that is some residential, R2. So what the applicant is proposing is to rezone the entire site to residential single family for R5. Of course, including the areas that are zoned C1 Conservancy. So just to give you an idea, so this is an example of the R2 residential and the R5, so it's or smaller lots, higher density. But R2 is only 16 acres of the 91 acres. One I think I want to mention is that according to the UDO, the intent of the A2 prime agricultural zoning district is to prevent the premature conversion of agricultural lands to scattered urban and suburban uses. Okay. With regards to the future land use map of the comprehensive plan, so the designation is for recreational, most of the site, and there's another portion that is residential single family. But what the applicant is proposing is to change the entire site to residential. I would like to mention that other city plans or adopted policies are consistent with each other. So this is the Southwest Plan for the city of Franklin in 2009. So it has, it's similar to the comprehensive plan. So most of the area is for what it's called proposed Franklin Park expansion. And the CORP, that is the comprehensive outdoor recreational plan, has also this site for a future planned regional park that the approximate size given by the plan is approximately 40 acres. Okay, so all the three plans have that common vision that is for a park. So what is being proposed is not consistent with the adopted city policies. Additional comments. So these are the natural resources that are called as linkage in the comprehensive plan. So the proposed subdivision will need to provide like wildlife crossings to allow for movement of wildlife through these corridors. Other additional comments that are not being reviewed at this time, but I would like to mention is that close to this area, there's a project for the Ryan Creek Trail. The exact location has not been defined, or it's a project that the city is working on it. The other comment is the applicant applied for an easement to Milwaukee County property for utilities. That request has been denied, but the applicant may seek alternative routes for the utilities. And the other comment, but it's not being reviewed tonight because we're not reviewing the design of the subdivision, is that this plan as proposed does not include any dedication of land for future parkland. And the UDO requires that if it's designated as a future park, the developer may either dedicate land or reserve or the impact fees in lieu of the dedication of land. So in conclusion, the city development staff recommending denial of the rezoning and the comprehensive master plan amendment.
You did not mention the comments that were offered at the concept review with the Common Council.
Correct. Yeah, this concept review was presented to the Common Council on August 17th. Yeah.
Of course, it's non-binding, as the city engineer
Right.
whispers in my ear, excuse me. I had water in the wrong pipe. Okay, so you don't want to comment on the comments, but obviously the developer's back. So anyway, okay. This is a public hearing. With that, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward and let us know what you want to say. Excuse me.
I'm appreciative of the review as well. I think we've had some additional comments here and ideas that maybe also fall in line with the vision a little bit more of the municipality of Franklin. And so we would like to actually pull this evening and come back and see you folks in 2 weeks. If we could push it to then, and it'll give us some ample time to explore a couple of adjustments that might work best for everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we've got a public hearing. We can leave it open, but let's continue with the public hearing and then continue it. Anyone else wishing to speak on the matter? Anyone else?
I I just have a general question.
Please go to the microphone. Give us your name and address, please.
Right, this is, it's either common knowledge or it's way out there for, okay, my name is Andrew Spiehert. I live on the corner of 76th and Drexel, right on the corner. My driveway actually runs into South Kiefer Drive. Okay, I've lived there my whole life. I stepped out for a while and had a different, was married and so forth, but came back to the house. So I've been living up there probably now for about 20 years. Again, this question is something that's probably common knowledge or it's way out there as far as the future discussion, but my question is the future of Drexel Avenue. And is there any discussion about the widening of Drexel in the future?
Okay, that's not subject of this plan commission meeting.
Okay, all right. Somebody just recommended that I would go to this meeting to possibly ask this question. If maybe you can direct me to another spot to ask this.
I'll take care of it,
Okay,
but it's not part of this meeting.
okay, no, it's understandable, yeah.
Mr. City Engineer?
Okay, that's, has there been any discussion about this in the future, though?
Not widening.
Not widening, okay, all right, that's all I have.
But in the future, general questions like that, come to a common council meeting and ask
Okay,
them during the
all right.
citizen
Again,
council.
somebody just recommended that I go to this meeting?
Tell somebody that, thanks.
All right, okay.
Sure. Anybody else wishing to speak on this matter? Anybody else? Okay. With that, we will continue the public hearing to the next Plan Commission meeting, which is October 21st. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I need that document, though, SR. Okay. Moving right along. Okay. Is there a second to the motion to hold over to the 21st? Commissioner Hanneman, Alderwoman Hanneman made the motion. Commissioner Leone seconded it. All those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. So we will hold over till the 21st. Okay, that's on both items, the public hearing for the rezoning and the presentation of the comp plan amendment. So then we move to item D1, HSA Commercial Real Estate Lot Division for Industrial Building Development in what we call the Franklin Corporate Park in PDD number 39, Miss X. Hold on, you're not on.
The request by HSA Commercial Real Estate for a certified survey map to divide the lot that is the northeast corner of the newly renamed Corporate Park, or newly designated by name Corporate Park, into 3 parcels. So it's the intersection of Oakwood and 27th. And the proposal is to split it into 1 outlot containing an area of natural resources and a pond, and then 2 lots for development purposes. So the proposal is, the goal here is to create 2 development lots for office flex in the northeast corner, the lot 2, and lot 1 where the mayor is pointing would be for a flex space for industrial uses. So this certified survey map, the 3 lots all meet the requirements of the base zoning. And I want to be very clear. I know that my report would have been very critical of this certified survey map in that there are a number of issues with the technical map itself, but the land division is appropriate. It meets the base zoning. It meets the intent for the corporate park. And so we hope that those are things that we'll be able to resolve with the applicant, but I do want to draw some attention to some of them. So just to rattle off the key details, the lot is 73.3 acres in total. Lots 1 and outlot 1 are in the business park area of the PDD, which has different standards than the gateway area, which is that corner lot, lot 2. And so the future users of those lots will have different requirements in terms of site design and overall what the design of the lots can look like and what uses can be there. However, as I said, they're both generally appropriate. Some of the setbacks that are shown on the certified survey map currently are not correct and will have to be revised, partly because of the inclusion of South Hickory, for example, and we're missing pieces of information like vision triangles. So lot 2 is in the gateway area and it's subject to those standards. There is a site plan and special use submitted currently for lot 1, which is under review by me and the department. I have only very cursory reviewed that, and so if there are questions specific to that, there is a drawing here for your information purposes later in the presentation, but I haven't reviewed it in depth. So 52.7 acres of this is farmed, and then outlot 1 is actually sewer pack isolated natural resource area. And we would request that that be included in a conservation easement because of the protected species that are present, as well as the significant amount of trees and other natural resources in the area. The proposed lot 1 would be about 17.6 acres, and lot 2 would be about 34.53 acres. So in terms of the number of corrections, I did provide a copy of staff comments, and if the commission has specific questions about those comments, I can discuss what's outstanding and still needs to be addressed. But my recommendation is that there be a condition that technical corrections be addressed because the engineering department also has, in some concurrence with planning, a number of corrections that they will require as well. So subject to staff review prior to recording, that would be the condition that we recommend. We are also recommending that cross-access be provided between lots 1 and 2. There is a cross-access drive shown on the submitted site plan. If the applicants aren't comfortable with specifying the location as they're working through that site plan, a floating cross-access easement would be appropriate, but it is a requirement of the PDD and of the 27th Street corridor and would be a recommendation of the department. A natural resource protection plan was provided after the plan commission submittal, so this has only been reviewed partially by me, but I did not regard this as an appropriate NRPP to approve as part of this process. It's not useful for building purposes, and so an NRPP would be incumbent on future site plans. The primary concern with this is that the wetland delineations are not current. The UDO requires that they be no older than 5 years. The delineations that are provided were performed by SewerPack when producing information to create a TID at this location. And so they're also not complete in the sense that they are not as detailed as we would typically require. So a natural resource protection plan is also a requirement that we would recommend as a condition of approval. And that would be incumbent on future site plans. And if the commission has specific questions about what else is going on with the NRPP, I can get into those details, but the main concern is the currency of the delineations. And I will note there's currently no impacts to natural resources being proposed except for a possible encroachment on a wetland setback that was not, the numerical amount was not provided. But if there are encroachments that would be permanent impacts, those would require a natural resource special exception. So with natural resource protection plans, we always require site intensity calculations. They bear a relationship to other kinds of information that the commission reviews. Basically, it's how much lot coverage is allowed. It's a relationship between that and open space. And those calculations are also still outstanding. And so those must be provided with the NRPP. And then, as I referred to earlier, the Outlot 1 has natural resources that a previous version of this CSM also recommended inclusion in a conservation easement, and that is a condition that we would recommend. So again, cross-access. There should be a buffer yard along 27th Street due to the intensity of the street there. And otherwise, there are a few other technical corrections that we would recommend. So, but again, overall, the land division itself, splitting it into 3 lots, it does meet the base zoning and the intent of the corporate park. So with that, the department recommends conditional approval.
And all of your stated recommendations here are contained in the draft resolution before the Plan Commission this evening, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
The applicant is here, but a couple other pieces of information. There is currently a proposal for this particular parcel. The use is manufacturing use, and the type of use is such that they require site security, which is a bit of the holdup with the cross-access easement. But if the applicant wants to address that, I'd be happy to do that. This building is currently proposed as well. So the purpose actually of the CSM is this land division so that this parcel can move forward. Actually, this parcel wants to move forward quicker, but so that they can move forward. I don't object at all to any of the conditions. I'm getting a nod from the engineer, so sure. Hold on 1 second. Name and address, please.
Adam Arts, Pinnacle Engineering Group, 20725 Watertown Road, Brookfield, Wisconsin. Mr. Mayor and commission members, I'm here with my tail between my legs, not because I feel we did anything wrong, but like the mayor just mentioned here before, there's a lot going on this one that have caused continuous evolution of the project, continuous evolution of the standards, and you know, the side of things tonight, we're here representing something that we're forecasting will be developed. The corner lot, as made mention here, is a corporate attraction. It's an international company that is not used to the United States standards. They're not used to City of Franklin standards. Identification of this is good for both developments, the parties, the city, everything like that. We're doing our best to pull information out as best as we can, but this tonight is really a CSM based on the premise of there's a lot of things that need to happen before those details are finally developed and ultimately presented to this commission. So we're here asking for the consideration of the CSM. We understand what's being requested in terms of the conditions of the CSM. You know, unfortunately, I can't say that I did the CSM personally. This was handled by a different company that was provided by the seller, but we're here, number one, to apologize for all those tendencies, but we're also my firm's going to take over the CSM, and we'll guarantee you that it's going to be resolved in an amicable fashion that everyone's happy with here. You know, the time sensitivity, and we urge you to consider it in your vote this evening, is the land transaction needs to happen or everything goes away. And the CSM is a vehicle to divide the land. What we're proposing here tonight, all these conditions are, you know, definitely standards that we all know and we all can pertain, but they're really for development items that will come secondarily. And as talked through with Marion before this, we understand it causes some complexities for staff to look at this again after the fact, but we will get that, and that I promise. And you know, we all think we're working towards the same goal with what's going to happen on this corner here. So we ask for that in your consideration tonight in your vote, and we hope to again bring this to Franklin.
Thank you, Adam. Again, this user wanted to be in the ground already, but it's their procedures that are causing them to be delayed. So
I would agree with you.
the reality is this is the first building they built. So from what I've been told. So,
I don't know those details, but we're going to try our darndest to make sure it works here in the city of Franklin.
Mr. City Engineer.
So to summarize, there's a whole laundry list of things that need to be done, and we'll work with you. The engineering department will be more than happy to work with that. There's one issue that didn't make sense as to why we can't get that to work, and I want to make sure that's not going to be the hiccup. It's about the cross access. Understand that it's some sort of a food manufacturing and something about security to the site. I don't see how that, if you move the gate south, or is that going to be an issue? I mean, I really do like the idea of cross access coming out on Oakwood Road.
Is this still on? Okay. We like the idea too. You know, I'm here tonight representing HSA Commercial, which would be the western side of it. We unfortunately are in negotiations with that user and their groups that are saying it's a bad idea for their use. Eric, I don't think it's unfair to say it's not a done deal. We
Okay.
just haven't crossed that threshold of agreements to make sure everything works in place.
So to be clear, you'd have to have a very good reason as to why that doesn't work for me to be okay. I mean, I think it could be worked around, so, okay.
Since the applicant's representative is here, any other questions for the applicant's representative? Okay. Any questions for staff?
Thank you.
Thank you. Who wants to do it? Alderwoman Hanneman.
I move to recommend approval. I move to recommend approval of a resolution conditionally approving a 2-lot and 1 outlot certified survey map being part of the northwest 1/4 and part of the northeast 1/4 of the northeast 1/4 of Section 36 in Township 5 North, Range 21 East in the city of Franklin, County of Milwaukee, State of Wisconsin. Parents generally at West Oakwood Road and South 27th Street.
Is there a second to that? Commissioner Leon seconds. Any discussion of the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.